Alright, hey, what's up you guys? Gavin here. Today we have a pretty awesome band we're looking at. The band we're looking at today is Oh Brother, and the album is The Death of Day. Now, the first song on this album is Providence, and so far it starts off pretty good. It's a nice, heavy riff in the beginning. But yeah, the first thing we're talking about is my first impression of the album, which stemmed from this specific song, Providence. I had listened to the song on like a regular day, but I liked it because I figured I could listen to it with my girlfriend, and it just kind of sets a really nice mood and a nice tone. Alright, so the next thing we're talking about is the lyrics. Now, the song I chose to look at is Providence, obviously, because it's one of the first songs I've heard from them. So yeah, it starts off, my eyes open up, a sea of faces without names fills the room. And we'll swallow God, our bread, his body left to naught. If it's all the same, we'll stay the same. Now hollower eyes allow us to see our complacent bodies. And if sight is opinion, then how can it be grounds for belief? And we'll blame it on Providence, slipped through fingertips, stretched out to the splitting and accuse the thrones of greater men. If pride is kingly crown, then on my head it's overturned. I hear the simple swells of grace falling down like rain. Now, from this, it's clearly religious. I think the person who was wrote these lyrics was having a bit of like a faith kind of crisis, because God is. He does have a lot of power, and he does have, he's the ruler of the sky, but he doesn't solve our problems. He's just something, he's that light at the end of the tunnel. But the thing that people don't really understand is that God put us on this earth to challenge us. Like, yeah, he can fix a lot of things if you pray for him, but that's something you have to do. And it's kind of a catch-22 because, he set that up for you. You're supposed to, he gives you these challenges to overcome them. So you have faith in yourself, not just him. Because it's you and him. But yeah. Alright, so the next thing we're talking about is the band similarities. Now, for me, right off the bat, Oh Brother is definitely amongst the lines of Tool, Perfect Circle, Breaking Benjamin, just to name a few. And it definitely embraces, that time and period where 90s rock was just flooding the nation. So yeah, it's got like subtle guitar play and like really intricate drumming, and like, the singing is very smooth and it's very angelic. And, it's almost on like Antichrist gospel. It's kind of how I would describe it. I mean, not everything they sing about is devil worshipping or anything. It's just, it sounds like that. Not entirely. It's not like heavy. Like, it's not scary. It's just, it's very subtle. Yeah. It's a very subtle way of like creeping on you. Yeah. Alright, so the next thing I'm talking about is my favorite song off this album. Now, immediately, having listened to this album, there's a great set list of music on this album. But out of all of the songs, the one that I find just the most appealing and the one that I'll probably be listening to the most is Providence. Probably listening to it with my girlfriend and, chillaxing and cuddling and all that cutesy tootsy stuff, because it's just a really pretty song. Alright, so the last thing I'm talking about is the singing and screaming styles. Now, I talked about it a little more earlier in the video, but to really grasp what I mean by that is, you know, you can tell that they care about the singing, and you can tell that they put effort into the singing, and there's not really much screaming. There's a couple, you know, roughness of the voice when it comes to the music, but mostly it's just very pretty, and it's amongst the lines of like From Indian Lakes and like, you know, Breaking Benjamin, like really pretty singers coming together and kind of just expressing themselves. Alright guys, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any other suggestions for music, movies, games alike, leave in the comment section. I'll be sure to check them out. To rate this album, I'll probably give it a 3.5, just because I could probably listen to this whole album by myself, with someone, you know, as friends, with my girlfriend, and it would still bring just as much emotion. Like, it's just a really good album, and I could definitely see myself listening to that more often. Yeah, link is in the description of where you can find them. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Peace.